Hey, this is Stacia, and I'm going to share a game played by Henry versus Max in the GCSEL in Solon in January 2026. So Henry was just a mere 600 when I met him, about a year ago, I'd say, maybe a little bit more than that. And guess what? This tournament, he broke 1,000, and he did so in style. He actually jumped not over 1,000 alone. He got to 1098, almost to 1,100. So very impressive. This was the best game of that tournament. So let's have a look and see how he did this. So Henry went e4 to start the game, best first move, and his opponent played c5. This is really interesting because this is Henry's first time facing the Sicilian, but he's good enough at chess that he didn't let it throw him off. So he went knight to f3, and now e6. And then he goes knight to c3. I will say the main line played by grandmasters is definitely d4 going into the open Sicilian. After takes, you can play knight takes. And then, okay, black has a lot of moves here. a6, the Khan variation. Knight c6, the Taimanov. And there's also like knight f6, knight c3, and then d6, the Shevenigan variation. And it goes from there. So I would recommend d4 in the future, but actually knight c3 is not bad at all. Knight to c6, and now bishop to c4. Okay, so one thing I will say about the Sicilian is that you really do want to get this pawn to d4, and black is trying to get their pawn to d5. And you want to do that in one move. So I think Henry was just planning the system that he do, bishop c4 and d3, which is solid. I'm not going to complain, but it's better to fight for an advantage if you can. So Henry, I will show you how to do that, but I don't think bishop c4 is the way. Okay, but knight to f6, d3. Yeah, so we want to get the pawn to d4 in one move. So d3 is kind of a waste of a turn, but not really. It's solid. It opens up the bishop, and it's just a little bit passive. And if I ask the computer, it will say that black's a little better. And that's because black probably can go for d5. Maybe now, maybe later, but if they get d5, then I would definitely prefer black. Okay, so a6 by black, looking to attack the bishop. Henry played a3, b5, bishop to a2, and now bishop to b7. Okay, and now we have bishop f4 by Henry and c4 by black. Yeah, so black really, they should kind of understand that their king's still in the center, so they should probably castle soon. I'm not sure why they played c5 so fast. Also, it loses a pawn, but truth be told, if you take the pawn, and it goes like this, yes, you're up a pawn. But what if we take, and then they play knight e7? There actually is some weird counterplay here. The bishop opens up on the e4 square, and if you push it, they have knight g6 attacking the bishop. Yeah, there's some weird, like, lasting counterplay for black, even though their king's in the center. It's kind of weird. But Henry avoided that with castles. And now bishop to e7. Now he grabs the pawn. It's actually great timing because now there is no knight e7. There's a bishop there. So that's pretty good. B takes c4, bishop takes c4, and now d6. Okay. Now I think white's just better because white played d3, but that doesn't really matter now because black only played d6. They didn't play d5. And also we just won a clean pawn on c4. So white's definitely better. I would say up a pawn, probably about +1. Rook e1 for white, knight d7. Ooh, yeah, knight d7 is definitely a mistake. Why is it a mistake? Pause your video if you don't see it. So Henry didn't see it either, but that's okay. The thing is, the knight is disturbing the defense of the d6 pawn. The d6 pawn is a backwards pawn. So when you see a backwards pawn, you should think target. Target that pawn. You really want to do that. So I'd already be thinking about how am I going to win that pawn, and when they go knight d7, it's like really obvious what to do. We take this. And they can take back, but then our queen is like all up in their face. And we're just up 2 pawns. So they can't really trade queens. So this is just winning. Okay, Henry played b4, which is also interesting. And then castles and b5. Okay, so I go a takes b5, and now bishop takes b5. Okay, another quick pop quiz for you guys. Bishop takes b5 is not bad, it's fine. But knight takes is better. My question for you is why? Why would knight takes be the better option here? Pause your video if you want to answer. Okay, so I think there's 2 main reasons. One reason is that when you take with the knight, again, I'm very focused on this d6 pawn. I want to win it. So when I have the chance to play knight takes b5, I want to do that to put pressure on that pawn there. Also, with the bishop on f4, we're also kind of eyeing this c7 square as well. So this is enough for me to play knight takes b5. But there's another more important reason, and that reason is after bishop takes, black can go bishop f6. Yeah, the knight is left on c3, unprotected, and there's a pin here. So yeah, we don't want the knight to sit in front of the c pawn usually. It's usually just awkward, harder to protect him. That's kind of coming into play here already. So I think the main reason the computer wants to take with the knight is because of, you know, possible pins down this long diagonal. So, okay, in the game, bishop takes. They didn't play bishop f6. They played rook to a5. Henry went bishop takes c6. And honestly, I think I would just take on d6 again. This is protected. I don't see a problem with this. I mean, if bishop f6, I mean, we're on their rook too. I don't think this can be that bad. And we can trade here as well. So I think we're okay here. I would probably do, ooh, actually, we can go e5, right? Why not e5? That just blocks that bishop first. Yeah, because if we take the rook, I actually think they can take here. This is a little concerning. It's a fork. But then I guess, we can take here. Let's say they take back, because otherwise we take their bishop. And then, okay, now what? Where do they go? I mean, they can take our bishop. Oh, wait, it's our turn. Oh, wait, it's our turn. Okay, we can retreat. Let's retreat. Why not this? Then when they take, we take, they take, we take, and we're just up material. So that should be good enough. Okay, anyways. All right, so little digression there. Bishop takes c6 by Henry, takes, and knight d4. Okay, knight d4 is not a huge problem, but the reason the computer gave it inaccurate is that I believe you're blocking the d6 pawn. Like, I am super focused on this pawn. It's the weak pawn. It's our target. So I'm trying to just go for that. That seems like the clear thing to do. Knight d4 is interesting, though. It does make a huge threat. It threatens a fork. However, they can just move their bishop. Luckily, they didn't. They played rook c5. Is that the best move, though? No, it's not. Okay. Rook c5. He takes, take, and now queen d2. So this is black's one chance to get an advantage. What do you think black should play here? Pause your video if you like. Yeah, they had a chance to go bishop f6 here, and this time it's critical. I get why they didn't see it. It's like not immediately obvious, I don't think, but because I would think, oh, rook e3, but yeah, they just queen c8. We're cooked. There's no way to defend the knight. It's just kind of strange that I would think there's ways to defend it. No, there isn't. That's it. So, yep. Bishop f6 would have gave them a huge advantage. So, Instead, though, they did go knight to b6. Queen d3 by Henry. And now queen c7. Okay, they're threatening the knight. So knight to b5. I like that move. And now queen d7 and queen g3. I love this part of the game. So Henry is coordinated on d6. This is what I would do. So he was on it. I didn't even teach him this. All right, so then e5, because what else? You got to save d6, right? And now bishop h6, the other point of the queen being on g3. So they can go bishop f6, but now this bishop's awfully passive here. And now rook e to c1. Okay, so rook e c1, I'm not a big fan of, because rooks don't like being passive. They really don't. So you want rooks on open files. You want rooks to be active attacking things. You don't want rooks to be behind your own pawn. So I would look for what I call tactical defense. And I think I see it. I would try this move. How about rook a to d1? Would you like to take this free pawn? Okay, if they can, then we take here. That seems pretty good. Oh no, our knight's hanging. Don't worry, I have a plan. Queen takes knight. How about this? Oops, I just removed the defender to checkmate. So yeah, this could be maybe a way to play. I mean, they have to stop checkmate now. I mean, they can go g6, I guess. And if they go g6, we could just grab the rook. I mean, that's one way to play. I don't even think I would take it. I have dreams. I might go queen f3 or something. I really might. I really might do this. The reason is I want the knight to come and take the rook. And when I recapture with the queen, oopsies, we're going to have a checkmate. So this is why I like queen f3. But anyways, okay, let's go back. Rook e to c1. So a passive rook move. So I'm not too happy with that, but that's okay. Henry just broke 1,000. I'll cut him a break. All right, so king h8, bishop to e3. That's a good move, saving his bishop. Knight c4, knight to c3, and now knight takes e3. Queen takes e3, and rook f to c8. Okay, this knight is being attacked. Gotta do something about that. Knight d5. Excellent move by Henry. The knight just lands right in the center of the board. Everything is safe now. Okay, they can take a pawn, sure. But at what cost? Takes, and he played rook takes c2. Yeah, guess what? We have an even better move here. Although rook takes c2, like white's still like better here for sure. Like I would probably play this move myself. So I'm not going to criticize it. But there's an even better move if you want to try to find it. Yeah, and that move is knight to b6. And this is super interesting. You have to calculate this, though. So this is why I would play the other move. Because after check, takes, check, queen takes, queen e8. Got to save their queen, right? Queen c8. I just like this. They had to save their queen, and they had to protect the back rank. But now their queen is pinned. I'm going to trade it off. So you pretty much got to take that. Knight takes, and the A pawn is super strong, right? It's an outside pass pawn. The only thing that can stop it is the bishop. But we're also attacking a pawn right now. Can't go here. I'll take you. So this is like kind of a bind. It's like we're threatening to take stuff over here, but we're also threatening to make a queen. They got to stop the queen. Okay, let's take. Now we're threatening a fork. Like, oof. This is horrible. So white's definitely winning there. Okay, back to the game. Rook takes c2. Rook takes. And now knight to f6. G takes. Queen h6. I actually love this approach too by Henry. I think this is absolutely the right move. You're close to the king, you're making them nervous, and you're threatening the f6 pawn. So black has to, be careful here for sure. So he went king to g8. Okay, but that allows us to take the pawn. Queen to c7. And now check. King f8. a4. Now it gives a question mark here. It thinks h3 is best, just to give some room to the king. But let's see why. I don't know actually. So here they should have played king f8, and we should go h3. So if we go a4, oh, I get why. Queen c3, attacking the rook, and this is kind of awkward now. We want the rook on a1. We want the rook stationed behind our passed pawn. That way, every step of the way, the rook gains activity, but we're also protecting the pawn the whole time. Queen c3 threatens the rook, and now we can no longer stay there. I mean, if we move away, they just take us, but it's also checkmate. Like, queen to e8 is just checkmate. So, yeah, so we probably have to do something sad like rook to f1. So it forces a passive move. So that's not that easy to see. Okay, but anyways, they played queen a5. And here, queen h6 by Henry, check. There. Queen takes d6, winning another pawn, rook e2, and now queen c6 check. I like that he's continuing to check and kind of probing for weakness. King to e7, and now king f1. I like that move a lot too. Attacks the rook. Now, of course, they have queen d2, and I think Henry saw this. I think he did, because now, check, here, check. Oopsies. He got the fork. Good job, Henry. All right, so king f6 takes queen a5, and now queen f3. And I will show how the game ends, although Wei is definitely like just crushing here. We're just up too much material. King g6, let's look at his technique. Queen f5 check, king g7, queen g5, king f8, rook b1. Threatening checkmate again. That's pretty nice. Queen c7, stopping checkmate. But now a5. Let's push the pawn. Queen d6, king g1. King g1 I don't really understand. I don't understand that one, but that's okay. Queen c7, and now a6. Yep, I love it. Just push the pawn. He's going for the very deep plan called push pawn, make queen. Yeah, who could ever figure that out? Queen a7, rook b7. I love that. Beautiful move. Queen a8, queen e7 check. Oh, they are so cooked. I mean, it says mate in 4, and I think he does it. Oh my gosh, he did the mate in 4. So pause your video and try to find the mate in 4 that Henry executes himself. Yep, king here, because if you go the other way, you're just absolutely cooked. You cannot go to g8. I go here, here. That's going to be mate. You must try to run. So king g7, check, here. Okay. Now, I like his move a lot. Rook b6 check. It's like a ladder mate. King g5, queen f5 check here. And you know what no one likes? You know what no one likes ever? No one likes to get checkmated by a pawn. So bravo. Bravo. That's a pretty finish for, you know, a very nice game. I mean, I wouldn't say it was like the best played game ever. However, facing an opening you've never seen before and surviving it that well, and just, I don't know, the way he played, I'm impressed. He's definitely a 1,000 player, if not much higher. I'm not sure yet. I would give him 1,100 for this. So, yeah, the story of this game was, I like to do quick recaps just to finish up. Henry faced a Sicilian, which he never faced before. He didn't play it totally accurately, but it was solid enough that he got a decent position. Then Black gave him a chance to grab a pawn. He deleted a move, but he got it. And then there was a huge weakness on d6. So from here, Henry played a little bit wrong, just leaving the knight vulnerable. But aside from that, the moves make total sense. Yep, and once again, the knight was vulnerable here, so bishop f6 was an opportunity for black that they didn't see, even though they were 200 points higher rated. So now queen d3. And what happened from here is very nice, just very active forcing play. So attacking d6, which provokes e5, and now he's threatening checkmate. Okay, the passive rook move, I'm not a big fan of, but it still works out. Yep. Oh, knight d5 was so good. You sack the pawn, but you get the passed a pawn. I think Henry realized that, and then he made good use of it. He pushed it after checking a lot, winning a rook. The a pawn does get pushed. But it never had to become a queen because he found checkmate. So yeah, bravo to Henry. I'm really proud of him. He's come a long way, and I think this is just the beginning, honestly, with him. I see some chess talent. I see it. It's there. So good job, Henry. And I can't wait to do more chess with you. Okay, bye.